Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review of Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 35, and this episode is called Fuel to the Fire. And this episode was taped on April 12th, 2015, and it aired on July 8th, 2015. And this episode started off with Pentagon Jr., and he's like inside the shrine, or whatever it's supposed to be, of his master, and he's telling his master that he wants to sacrifice Vampiro. Um, to him, but Vampiro at Ultima Lucha, but Vampiro refuses to face him at Ultima Lucha. Um, and his master, who we can hear, and he speaks like in a dark toned voice, but we can't really see him, says that he must sacrifice Pentagon Jr. or he will himself become a sacrifice. And Pentagon Jr. says that um, he will sacrifice Vampiro, but tonight he's going to sacrifice Ian um, Hodgkinson, which I kind of like that because that's Vampiro's real name. So I kind of liked that they kind of went off in a shoot, um, you know, um, that they kind of went off in a shoot and used his real name because the whole point of this is that Vampiro doesn't want his ego to get in the way and be a part of other wrestlers' performance. So Pentagon Jr. said his real name. I liked it. I thought it was great. And then we had the first match on the show. It was the Mac versus Cage. This match was pretty damn good. Um, the Mac and Cage really tore each other apart. The Mac hit a really cool pump kick, running pump kick right onto Cage, and they both just went back and forth hitting big moves on each other. The Mac hit a really cool high cross body. Cage missed a moonsault. And the Mac and Cage exchanged discus elbows on each other, and Cage hit a really cool discus clothesline, and the Mac hit a really missed a frog splash, and then which led to the discus clothesline, and um, Cage hit a really cool suplex on the Mac. The Mac hit a really cool cyclone kick, and then he hit a really cool DDT. But then eventually the finish comes when the Mac pins Cage with a roll up. But this match was pretty damn good. I thought it was a really good big man match. I'm gonna give it 3 1/4 stars. And then it cuts to a backstage segment with Katrina and Son of Havoc, and she talks about how eventually the Disciples of Death are coming after the Lucha Underground Trios Championships, and but tonight he has to meet the face of Death, Mil Muertes, and Elise pops up behind her and pretty much tells her to get her hands off him, and she goes to attack him, but then Katrina disappears, and when the lights come back on, we see that Elise is on top of Son of Havoc, like in a sexual position, and then Helico comes up, and they added the comedy to this. Um, um, when he says, "Oh, are you guys really getting back together already?" And then that was pretty much it. I liked the segment. It was actually a good segment. And then next we had a sit down interview with Vampiro and Pentagon Jr. And this was obviously something everyone had looked forward to because of the recent issues that have been going on with Vampiro and Pentagon Jr. And Vampiro apologizes for getting involved in Pentagon Jr.'s business. He says that this is his time to become a star, not his. He shouldn't be getting involved in his business. And Vampiro tries to ask him who the master of Pentagon Jr. is, and Pentagon Jr. doesn't answer. And then he says that then he asks what Pentagon Jr.'s next move is going to be in Lucha Underground. And Pentagon Jr. tries to antagonize Vampiro into a match with him, saying that he's used to be the great Vampiro from Lucha in wrestling, but now he's turned into a coward. And Vampiro gets upset about this. He says that he shouldn't call him a coward because I've traveled all over the world. I won I'm a 32-time world champion, and you my time has come. I've done a lot of dark things in the past, and it's cost me my family, and all I have left is me and my daughter. Well, my son, I forget exactly what he said. And Pentagon Jr. then gets in his face and tells him to face him in Ultima Lucha, um, because you, because I expected you to be this type of coward. And he says that he wants to sacrifice him to his master, and then he walks off. I love this segment though; it was great. It was a really great way to set up the to really um, add fuel to the fire of the Vampiro Pentagon Jr. feud. So I loved it. Then we had the next match. It was Mil Muertes with Katrina inside versus Son of Havoc with Evilise and Angelico inside. And this match was also a really good match. I really loved it. Mil Muertes destroys Son of Havoc in the beginning of this matchup. Son of Havoc does everything he can to try to take down Mil Muertes. He goes for his springboard back elbow. But then Son of Havoc, Mil Muertes pretty much wrecks Son of Havoc. He throws him into the post. He throws him onto the outside and throws him into the guardrail. He throws him into a stack of chairs that the audience was sitting on. He hits him off the head with the chair. He power bombs him on the announcer's table. But then he goes to charge. When he puts him back in the ring, he goes to charge at him. And Son of Havoc pulls the rope down, causing Mil Muertes to fall out. Son of Havoc hits a suicide dive on the outside. And he starts making his comeback. He hits a really cool missile drop kick. And he ends up missing a shooting star press, and then Katrina gets in the face of Angelico and holds up the stone like trying to hypnotize him. And Evilise gets offended about this, and um, Evilise and Katrina have a face off, and then she raises up the stone, and then the Disciples of Death pop up right behind Angelico. They beat the crap out of him, and then Katrina like sucks the life out of Evilise and lays her out with the right hand, and then Son of Havoc hits a flip dive, hits a backflip somersault dive right onto the Disciples of Death, taking them out. He goes back into the ring. He misses a crossbody, and Mil Muertes hits a spear, and then the flatliner for the win. And afterwards, Katrina gets in the ring and hits the lick of death right onto Son of Havoc, and that was pretty much the match. This match was really damn good, though. I like the way it was booked, and I like that Mil Muertes won. And I also liked that they're setting up a Lucha Underground Trios Championship match between, Son of Havoc and Helico and Evilise versus the Disciples of Death. I'm really looking forward to that. So that match I expect to happen in Ultima Lucha. So yeah, this was a really good match. I'll give it 3.5 stars. Then Tejano Jr.'s in the ring cutting a promo, and he talks about how he hasn't always been known as a nice guy, but he's always been known as Mexican, and Mexicans love to fight. And yes, he's a cheater, but he doesn't like what Chavo Guerrero Jr.'s been doing, taking out all the superstars like Blue Demon Jr. and Sexy Star, and he doesn't like them anyways, but they're still part of his heritage. And he said that he's Mexico and he's coming after Chavo Guerrero Jr. And he calls out Chavo Guerrero Jr. to come out and fight him. And he says that he doesn't care if he's injured, but he'll come out and he'll have him come out and he'll break his other leg. And instead, the crew come out. Cortez hits Tejano Jr. in the back with a kendo stick, and the crew beat the crap out of Tejano Jr. And then afterwards, Blue Demon Jr. runs out to make the save, and the crew just immediately roll underneath the ring. And Blue Demon Jr. Has a face-off with them. I was kind of confused why the crew retreated, but then they explain it later. What happens is Mr. Cisco throws a chair into the ring, and Blue Demon Jr. grabs the chair like he's trying to hold him off, but instead he cracks Tejano Jr. right off the skull with the chair, beats the crap out of him, hits him with the kendo stick, and Blue Demon Jr. says that he's Mexico and you're not going to fight Chavo Guerrero Jr. at Ultima Lucha. You're going to fight me. And then afterwards he stands tall with the crew. Now, I read that around this time, the injury that Chavo Guerrero Jr. suffered on the previous episode at in the Lucha Underground Championship match might have been legit. So they I think had to improvise and throw Blue Demon Jr. in there instead. But I kind of like that they had a backup plan, and I think the backup plan ended up working out pretty well. So I liked it. I liked what they did, and I thought it was great. And I thought it made sense, that Blue Demon Jr. doesn't want Tejano Jr. fighting his battles. Blue Demon Jr. thinks he can fight his own battles. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing Blue Demon Jr. and Tejano Jr.'s match at Ultima Lucha. Um, and then we had um, the main event. Um, okay, it was a Auto Mikos. I don't know how you say that, but it was pretty much an 8-person tag team match. Alberto El Patron, Sexy Star, Drago, and Aerostar versus Johnny Mundo, um, Jack Evans, Superfly, um, and Hernandez. Um, great. I thought this was a great main event. Um, Alberto El Patron starts things off with Johnny Mundo, but Johnny Mundo doesn't want to face Alberto El Patron, so he tags in Jack Evans, and Alberto El Patron beats the crap out of Jack Evans, and the first half of the match is the faces dominating the heels, as normally what happens in an 8-person tag team match. But I thought they still had some nice stuff in it. And then eventually, Johnny Mundo kicks Alberto El Patron in the back behind the referee's back. So Alberto El Patron chases after Johnny Mundo, but then he gets overrun by the heels, and the numbers game catches up to him. So um, the heels, um, the heels, um, you know, get the heat on Alberto El Patron for a while. Then Alberto El Patron gets the hot tag on Aerostar, and Aerostar starts going off on, I think it was Superfly. And I want to mention what I liked about this 8-person tag team match is it wasn't like one of those 8-person tag team matches that were just thrown together. Everybody had an issue in this match. Like Alberto El Patron obviously had an issue with Johnny Mundo. Um, Drago had an issue with Hernandez. They actually announced that Ultima Lucha Drago is going to face off with Hernandez. Sexy Star had an issue with Superfly, and in a way, Aerostar and Jack Evans had an issue with each other since they hold 2 of the 7 Aztec medallions. So I kind of like that everybody had an issue with each other in this match. Um, but yeah, what else was I gonna? But yeah, pretty much the match spills down into chaos. Alistair, Alberto El Patron chases Johnny Mundo almost out of the arena, and Alistair hits a springboard splash on Superfly, and then he goes for a moonsault, but Jack Evans pulls him off the ropes, and the heels get the heat on him for a while, but then Sexy Star gets the hot tag on Johnny Mundo, and um, she goes off on him, but then the match just completely spills into chaos. Aerostar hits a dive on everybody. Drago hits a dive on everybody, and the heels try to um, beat the crap out of everybody. And Alberto El Patron comes out and cleans house, and he gets the cross arm breaker in onto, I think it was Jack Evans, but I don't remember exactly. And then Johnny Mundo hits End of the World on him. And then Sexy Star hits a crossbody, but Johnny Mundo reverses it into a pinfall and holds the tights for the win. And Johnny Mundo, Jack Evans, Superfly, and Hernandez win the match. And I like the finish. I really wanted the face team to win, though, because there was more people I liked on that team, but I really didn't complain that the heels team won because I just didn't really have an issue with it. So great match. I'll give it a 4 stars. I loved it. And then we had the main segment that ended off the show. So it cuts to Matt Striker and Vampiro, and they announced that Prince Puma and Mil Muertes are going to have a face-off on the next episode going into the Lucha Underground Championship match. Now, I didn't really understand why they cut to this at first, but Then started to thinking maybe they're going to do something with Pentagon Jr., and that's exactly what happened. Pentagon Jr. runs out, kicks Vampiro right in the back of the head, and he beats the crap out of him. He throw, lays with him with super kicks and right hands. He hits him right across the back with a chair, and he pretty much tries to goad Vampiro into a match with him, calling him a coward, saying that he's afraid to face him in Ultima Lucha, and then he grabs and he said he's going to make him his sacrifice tonight. So he grabs gasoline, pours it all over Vampiro, and he um, says that he has 1 week, or one episode, I should say, to answer his challenge. And if it's not the answer he wants, the next time he's going to light Vampiro on fire. And then that was the end of the episode. I loved it, though. I thought this was a great way to end off the episode, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. So I'm assuming on the next episode, Vampiro will accept his challenge, and we'll get that match at Ultima Lucha, which I think will be a great match. And that was Lucha Underground. Great episode. I thought this was definitely a step up from the previous one. I thought this did a really good job building up Lucha Underground. I kind of like what they did with Pentagon Jr. and Vampiro, how that was kind of like the main focus of the show, where Pentagon Jr. was trying to goad Vampiro into accepting a match with them. I like the sit-down interview they had, the segment that Pentagon Jr. had with his master, and then obviously the attack at the end of the show. I thought I thought the 8-person tag team match was a great match. I liked Mil Muertes versus Son of Havoc, and I even enjoyed the Mac versus Cage. And then obviously I liked the segment where they were building to the Lucha Underground Trios championship match. So I'm looking, and I also liked the Blue Demon Jr. and Tiano Jr. Segment. So overall, I thought this was a great episode. I'll give it a B, 8 out of 10, and that's pretty much my thoughts on Lucha Underground for this episode. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys get the notification for it. That's pretty much it, guys.